quick demonstration of how to build a small building in SketchUp for Schools. To log in, go to Google and type in SketchUp for Schools, preferably using Chrome, and click on the top option. When you get to this window, click Get Started. Type I am a student and click on that button, continue, and then click on Launch. When you get into this window, yours might look a little bit different. I've already logged in before, so I've got some old tasks that I've completed. Do not click on the word Start Modeling. Go over here and where it says Create New, click on the drop-down box and go decimal millimeters. That's really important. Otherwise you'll be in inches and it's really tricky to get out of. All right, and here we have the world that is SketchUp. There's a couple of things I'd like you to have a practice with. On the left-hand side, you've got your main tools. Click on the bottom circular arrow and have a go of moving around. That's orbit. The second one down is pan, left to right. And we've got zoom in and out. And this is zoom to shape. And then fit everything in the space. So just for now, zoom out and pan across because we're going to be working in this space here. A couple of other tools that you'll be using a lot is the rectangle tool. If you hold it down, there's some other options, but the main one you use is the rectangle tool. There's push-pull, which is that top one there. There is a tape measure, an eraser, and a select tool. So we're going to start with the rectangle tool. Pay close attention to the bottom right-hand corner where it says dimensions. Now you don't click in that box. What happens is after you draw a shape, you just type the dimensions that you need, so length, comma, width, and then click return or enter. So I'm going to draw the shape on the ground, and I'm going to let go of the mouse, type 3000, comma, 4000, so that's 3 by 4 meters, then return and enter, and it will go to that size exactly for me. We want to work in exact measurements in SketchUp. Now we're going to go to the push-pull tool, this little box with an arrow pointing up. We're going to hover over the shape, and as you hover over, notice how there's these little black dots. That means it's been selected. I want you to just drag it up a little way and then type in 200, and you notice in the bottom right hand corner it's actually coming up, and then click return or enter. After you've done that, we're going to create some walls. So go back to orbit around so you can see what you're doing. Zoom in and out if you have to. Click on the push-pull tool, but go down to the bottom option here, which is offset. Hover over the top, drag in from the edge, and now I want you to type 100 because we want our walls to be 100 mil thick. I'm going to teach you how to use the tape measure tool now so we can get our door in the center. Click on the tape measure, click on an edge, drag it across into the middle, type 1000 and return or enter. From this side, drag it across again, type 1000, return or enter. Once you've done that, go back to the rectangle tool, and we're going to draw another rectangle right on the wall there. When I use the eraser to erase out my tape measure, you can see where it is. And now if I go back to the push-pull tool on the left-hand side, I hover over where the walls are and I can drag them up and type in 2000. My walls for my shed will be 2 meters high. As you can see now, I've got a 3D room happening. And what we're going to do now, drag it across. I'm going to show you how to create a window. Rotate around till you're about that angle. Draw a box on the side with the rectangle tool. Remember to pause this video if you get behind. The whole idea is that you work at your own pace, then go back to the push-pull tool, hover over the rectangle, push it in, and now straight away type 100 and then return or enter. And then we have a see-through hole where the window would be. You can put some other windows in if you like. Once you've done that, what you can do is I'm going to show you how to do some textures. We're going to actually draw a box straight over the top of where the window is. We're going to push it in halfway. So we're going to push it in and type 50. And now I'm going to show you how to get some textures. So on the right hand side, if you go to this box here with the pattern on the side, I can make use these different colours, or I can click on this little magnifying glass. There's a whole lot of different texture options, and if I go down to glass and mirrors, I can click on one of these and actually paint bucket drop in that texture. And as you can see, it's a texture that fills the window but makes it see-through. While I'm here, I'm going to go down to wood and select some wood for the ground, and if I rotate around, I can actually put some wood on my interior floor. I could try a few different ones until I get what I like. But I'm going to make the outside look like a shed, so I'm going back up to metal. You can do whatever you like in terms of texture. I'm doing this sort of colour bond style. I'm going to rotate all the way around and paint bucket drop in a texture for every surface on the outside. This is just a practice task, so I'm not going to worry about the interior walls for now. Might just zoom out a little bit. That's pretty quick, isn't it? Now that we've done that, I am going to show you how to we might just make a wooden door. So we'll do another rectangular shape in like that. I'm going to push it in a little bit. I'm going to actually rotate in to the other side. And that's actually put a roof in for me, so that's not too bad, but I don't want that, so I'm going to actually select that and delete it. I'm going to rotate in, push, pull, drag it in and make my door just a little bit thinner than the wall. And I might actually make that a different metal texture, so how that looks, maybe something like that. There we go, so that can be my shed door. It's not a very fancy shed. Now we're going to put on the roof. So if we use this arrow tool up here, I'm going to drag and select the whole of the shed till all the edges go blue. Then I'm going to right click and go down to make group. When I put the roof on, I don't want my roof to join up with my house because I want to be able to edit it. And if we join two ungrouped shapes together, they will actually link and they're really hard to separate. So we're going to do a roof. I'm going to start with a rectangle. Just drag over like that. Go to the push-pull tool and drag it up. This is a very basic shed. You can actually pull it out slightly all the way around if you like. You could type in measurements to do that. And what we're going to do now is actually make a triangle shape at the front. We're going to use this pen tool that makes straight lines. Click on a corner. And if you drag on up, it'll actually snap to the middle for you, so you don't even have to measure to find that middle. Now we're going to rotate around. You go back to the push-pull tool, hover on an edge and push that side away, and we're going to do that as well. And there we have a little shed, so we can actually make the roof, little colour bond roof. And that is the basics of building a house in SketchUp. Well done, everybody. Oh, one more thing, shed design. Let's make it more interesting with some components from the warehouse. Click on this triple stack of blocks. And at the top here, you can type in what you need. So there's many things that have been designed all around the world. So I'm going to put a tree beside my shed. Go down and choose this tree here. Well, that's come in a pretty good spot actually. If you don't like where it is, use the black arrow to select it, and then you use this red cross to move it around. So you can actually move it forwards and backwards. And if you hover on the edge, you can actually rotate it and things like that, which we won't do because it's in a pretty good spot. I might add a mower out the front. You can choose a few different things that you want to add out the front of your model. Now, just move it to where you want it to go approximately, and then click, and it should actually get where you want it to go. A really good spot on the page. Head over to the triple stack of lines here, and we're going to export an image that we can then put into Word and create a design out of. We could make a brochure out of it. We could put it into Canva and create something really creative. And then we can upload it to Compass as a class task, which I'd really like you all to do. So go to download. We're not doing SKP, we're actually going to PNG, which is just like a JPEG. Now there's a few other things I could do over here, which is change the view. I don't want to change the view because I'm already quite happy with this. Let me go export as PNG. And that will save to my downloads folder. I now want to save this to OneDrive so I can access it again if I need to. Down the bottom here, write your file name. I'm going to put in Simple Shed and then save here. And that will just save in my OneDrive folder. Anyway, upload your image as a class task, please, and well done. Congratulations.